All right, everyone. Welcome to Growing the 75% episode 4. I hope you all are doing well. Today, I will be walking us through what upper B looks like on my split, which I explained in Growing the 75% episode 1, and I detail how I'm training as I go through this shoulder surgery recovery process. So, with that out of the way, if you missed parts 1, 2, or 3, I will have those linked in a card above as well as down below in the description. I highly recommend you check those out. Episodes 2 and 3, I detail upper A and lower A. And today we'll be getting into upper B. So, with that introduction out of the way, let's see what upper B looks like for us. So we start off upper B with a machine decline press. No other real reason here besides the decline feels the best on my shoulder, my right shoulder that is, the one that I can use. And you see in a shocking turn of events, in a series where I show you how to lift in a sling, I am already out of a sling. So I do have both arms freely moving now after 42 days and 42 nights in a sling. But of course, training has not resumed on my left side. After that, I will superset that movement with a unilateral pull down here. I would honestly do these before the surgery because using the unilateral setup where your arm can come across your body gets a little more stretch on the lats. It feels better. You see me physically grabbing my lat right there, just trying to remind myself how to pull properly, and really emphasizing that stretch at the end. This is a great movement. I take those all the way to failure with a little bit of lengthened partials at the end. Onto the second pushing movement of the day. This is like a cable press round, which was popularized by Coach Cassim at N1 training. I hate this movement. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a terrible movement. I'm simply doing it in this case because it's one of the few pushing variations I can do that is reasonably stable. You see me, I still struggle to fight there, and it's actually really hard to load without twisting your body at the bottom. But we get it done, and that's the pushing movement I have to work with there. Supersetting that movement with a cable row right next to that cable stack, so I don't have to walk very far because cardio kills gains, right? Wrong. You see me again, kind of grab my lat here and do the unprofessional earbud adjustment, but I have a pretty rounded back, as you can see. And this is actually intentional. A lot of times people are focused on keeping their back really rigid and straight during rowing movements. But when I let my rib cage round forward like that, I can get a little bit better stretch on my right lat rowing that way. And so I love that movement. It's super stable. I can push that to failure and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear and Buzz Gainsier. And now we see me moving on to the arms portion of the workout. This is a hammer strength preacher curl machine. I love this machine. It's just like a plug and play. You just throw a pin in the cable stack, pick a weight that you can move, and then move that weight. So I do these, I'm starting to do them again on my left side, full disclosure, don't tell my surgeon. But I kind of reserve that for blood flow restriction settings where I can use a lot less load. And you can actually see the hammer strength machine that I just moved from. Right next to it is conveniently a machine tricep extension. So just like the pushing and pulling movements where I superset those, I superset that curl movement with this hammer strength tricep extension here. A little cumbersome to set up. You can see me kind of struggling to keep my arm on the pad. So there's a little bit of stability issue there. It's not so much a problem when I have both arms on the thing. When I notice if I do it bilaterally, it's fine, but single arm, a little cumbersome, but hey, what are you gonna do? Not train. And then moving on to some shoulder, some side delt work. I really like this cable cuff lateral raise setup. Basically, it's not quite peak tension at the bottom. As you can see, the cable is not exactly 90 degrees in my arm once it comes across my body, but it's a good bit of tension at the bottom. And it seems like tension in the lengthened position, so when the delt is fully lengthened across the body, seems to be more growth promoting than tension in the short position. So when the delt is elevated, which is what you get with a typical dumbbell lateral raise. So the cable variation there is good, and it's super grindable. Like, you can use momentum until the cows come home and get a whole bunch of partials out on those. And then unfortunately on upper B, we are training our calves here. I'm actually super thankful to be out of the sling in this setting, because this gym has a standing calf machine, but I can't use it because the pad sits right above the shoulder repair and it stresses the heck out of it. So I can use this leg press, but what I found was I couldn't hold myself in the machine with just one arm. Like, I would slide out if I tried to use anything of meaningful weight. So just having my left arm to grab the handle again and be able to stay in the seat has allowed me to push those a lot harder. And then you see me at the end of every session, I've been incorporating some blood flow restriction training. I'm doing this laying down on a bench for no other reason besides it's shoulder supported, purely shoulder supported, so I'm not having to use any stabilizing muscles in the shoulder to any meaningful extent. And also, this is getting tension, peak tension, when the bicep is fully lengthened. So like we discussed with the cable lateral raise earlier, that could be more growth promoting in the long run. This is not the sexiest of movements, definitely not the greatest angle to take a video from. But you see me, it really gets hard very fast. And this is the heaviest weight I've touched in a long time on that side. You see 10 pounds. And I'm supersetting that with some kind of modified skull crushers. I really don't have that much shoulder range of motion to get my arm kind of up by my head. So I'm doing these sort of, I call them neck crushers. And I actually were using this with an easy bar before the surgery. And it really stretches the medial and lateral head of your tricep super well. And you see me dying very fast at the end of that set, and that blood flow restriction really adds up fast. All right, that concludes upper B. I appreciate everyone who's joining me here on Growing the 75% episode 4. I hope you're learning something. Stay tuned for episode 5, where I go through lower B, which is my final day of my 4-day split, which I use on a 6-day rotation. Again, if you haven't seen episode 1 and you're confused on what that sounds like, I'm confused myself just saying it out loud. Go check out Growing the 75% episode 1, where I walk through that in detail. I will have a link to that split down below. It's just a Google Sheets of the basic split outlined. A caveat that I should note there is that all of these supersets were done for 4 sets. And that's just simply because it's a convenient number. I don't have to think about, I want to do this exercise for 2 sets, or I want to do this exercise for 3 sets, but last week I did it for 4 sets. I just do 4 sets all the way around. It's simple. I take it all to failure. I'm not having a recovery issue, so I think 4 sets all the way through is going to be what I stick with for a little while. Hopefully I'll be able to start getting some more normal content out to you guys, but I know this series is kind of unique, and there's not a lot of information out there for lifters who are going through the shoulder surgery recovery process or any other injury in general. I just want to show that you can still be in the gym and push yourself pretty hard, even if you're going through something tough in an isolated part of your body. All right, guys, with that out of the way, I hope I will see you again for Growing the 75% episode 5. Until then, y'all take care, and remember, stay jacked.